Sarah, thanks for having a chat with me today. Great to see you.
It's nice to see you too.
Sarah, I understand you're a recent grad. Can you tell me a little bit about where you're at now and how things are going?
Absolutely. I'm a corn breeder. I've been working at Dow AgroSciences at the Olivia, Minnesota station for a little over 3 years now.
Okay.
And I love it.
And where did you go to school?
University of Illinois, actually, for all 3 of my degrees.
Awesome. Illinois?
ILL-INI.
Nice. Awesome. Awesome. So I'm going to start off easy. Most influential book in your life right now?
The One Thing.
Okay.
Helps me stay focused.
Right. And what does it do for you? What did you get out of the book?
I have a very flighty mind sometimes, and I have a tendency to not be able to prioritize things sometimes, and it helps me align my priorities and making sure I spend time where I need to be.
Aligned priorities are pretty critical, especially in your business.
Very much.
You're obviously a successful woman. What would you say is the key to that success?
Persistence.
Nice.
Yeah.
And why persistence?
Sometimes it can be hard to get responses from people. Sometimes you have a plan that you think will work and you just need that extra little oomph to make it work. Be persistent.
Be persistent. And what happened in your life that made you realize that persistence was going to be important?
I think children probably.
That'll do it.
Follow through with the kids. Everything's fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When was the last time you changed your mind about something of importance?
Probably pretty recently. I just had a station review a couple months ago about our program, and I had some numbers that I was kind of tossing around. During the review, I had some peers that I really respected, asked them kind of some questions, what they thought about my numbers, what they were doing in their programs, and after some discussion, kind of changed a few of my ratios and adjusted things.
It's an important characteristic for a scientist, isn't it, to be able to do that?
To be able to make decisions on the fly and change your mind relating to data.
Right, relating to data. That's the critical piece.
Yes.
Right, yeah, I got it. When you think of a person being successful, who's the person that pops to your mind?
The immediate thought is Dr. Rita Mum. She was my advisor for my PhD, a very brilliant and ambitious scientist.
Yeah, to say the least. Yeah, to say the least. Who's your role model? And what characteristic about them makes them your role model?
I have several role models at work that are what I consider very successful breeders. I think probably the one I would pick, it's tough. I don't want to discredit anybody on camera. I think probably Ken Mayberry. He has very logical breeding sense and can really describe what's going on in his mind in a very easy to understand way.
Right.
And his actions speak very loudly for how he runs a program.
Nice, nice. This communication concepts is a pretty common theme throughout all the dialogue that's been happening here at the NAPB meeting, and I think in plant breeding in general. And you've just brought it up as being a key characteristic of someone that you think is successful at it. Mm-hmm. How does communication fit into what you think of as plant breeding?
It fits into every aspect, from being able to communicate with my staff what needs to be done out in the field. Some people need a reason. Some people just want the instruction. Mm-hmm. So social skills plays into it. You know, there's being able to communicate with your boss and his budget that says you have to have this, but you need this because of your program goals, and being able to negotiate. So negotiation is part of communication, you know, and all these different aspects, depending on who you're talking to and what they need from you and you need from them. It's very important.
Nice. How did you first become interested in plant breeding?
Completely by accident.
Really?
Yes. I'm a rose-colored glasses person. If I'm busy, I'm happy. My husband kind of realized that I wasn't reaching my peak potential, maybe. Mm-hmm. Said, you should go to grad school. It's like, well, what in the world would I study? So I went looking for funding in horticulture. My bachelor's degree is in landscape design. They sent me to somebody who they thought had landscape design funding, and it turned out to be about something I never heard of called germplasm. And the rest was very accidental, very happy history.
Well, we are glad that it happened.
Me too.
Perfect. So now that you're out in the real world, what 2 pieces of advice would you offer to students that are just getting through it now?
I've got a crew of 4 interns that were working for me this year, and I talk to them about these things consistently throughout. Network like you're graduating tomorrow, and develop your soft skills. One of my interns was really confused when I interviewed her that I didn't ask her a lot about technical skills. If you're in grad school, there's a reason for it. You're smart enough. What I need to know is, can you work well on my team? Can you communicate?
Interesting. And she was flabbergasted by that when that happened.
She was confused that I wanted to know about her as a person and her communication instead of her hard skills.
Interesting.
Hard skills are important. Being able to use them is more important.
Right. Well said. Well said. So you've got a whole career ahead of you. Your future is bright. Plant breeding is, I would think it's safe to say, a very positive place to be right now. What would you like to contribute to the profession?
This is a question I've been pondering for a while now. Either being able to contribute to the development of young plant breeders is probably up there with being able to communicate with the general public about what I do.
Nice.
I did a Rotary presentation in our community early this spring, and none of them had any idea what I did. And they said, "You're the most excited person about agriculture I have ever met." It's like, well, it's an exciting time.
Perfect. Perfect. That's fantastic. Thanks again for the chat. I appreciate it, Sarah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.